Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we have a super fun episode dedicated to our pal Sal Buscema, one of the greatest comic book artists in comic book history, one of the most prolific. Like, he worked on so many different titles, so many of the books that I loved. His art style is so great and classic, very like Marvel House style and fairly iconic. Check out this awesome cover. I have the Puma, Part 1, Spectacular Spider-Man number 191, Puma's Rage. And let's get into it. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, hit like, and let's do it. Okay, so love this cover. This looks so amazing. Part 1, Sal Buscema, like, it's funny because, you know, John Buscema's younger brother, I wonder if he lived in his shadow a lot, but he was so prolific on his own. I feel like Hulk was maybe one of his greatest contributions. He has a great house style, very, like, proficient storyteller, and very dependent on a lot of, like, who he is inked by, I feel, because he has sort of like an open style that I think is open to interpretation. So luckily this issue is inked by himself, and I think it is so cool and well done, and I really love it. Like, this is a great opening page here. 12 panels, very ambitious, major storytelling happening. Eye of the Puma. I'm going to say Puma. How about I say Puma? I'm going to say Puma. Eye of the Puma, Part 1, The Valley. J.M. DeMatties, writer, one of my favorite comic book writers, writer of Kraven the Last Hunt, Justice League International, so many great things. Sal Buscema, artist, Joe Rosen, letterer, Bob Sharon, colorist, Danny Fingereth, editor, and Tom DeFalco, editor-in-chief. So interestingly, this is post-shooter. Let's see here. That is a great splash page. I love it. It's like Sal Buscema, it's funny because his inking style is a little scratchier than you might expect. I would have thought, you know, because like John Buscema has like such lush, like pretty lines, and not to compare brother to brother, but I think like, you know, nuts and bolts speaking, I feel like they do have similar sensibilities when it comes to figure work and sort of storytelling, but definitely do stand out on their own. That is so funny. How creepy. Poor MJ. Like, she is always being terrorized by, like, Venom or whoever is, you know, wanting to kidnap her husband or torture her or her husband or Aunt May or whatever. And then Spider-Man sleeping upside down, hanging from the ceiling like a total creepster. I thought you were dead, hanging upside down from the ceiling. Oh, well, I'm possibly right. But that is so funny. It's so weird because, I don't know, like, how, like, would you, I kind of, it never bothered me at the time, like, because you just sort of accepted whatever was happening in your comic books, I feel, you know, it wasn't like, you know, the internet was around and I could just go and rage about how wrong I thought this was and how stupid everyone was for what they were doing, but, like, I didn't really have a problem with Peter and MJ being married, but looking back on it, I feel like the character is better, like, not married. I feel like he is best when he's, like, that teenage, awkward, you know, character. Like, outcast or whatever. More relatable, right? I love J.M. DeMatties' writing. It's always so epic in scope. I mean, like, look at this art. It's so much fun. Spider-Man coming out of the skylight. Always looking for trouble. You know, see, I mean, if you're going to dress up like a spider and go crawl around on rooftops at night, chances are you're going to find trouble. That is sort of like, I feel like perhaps the low-key, like, you know, not so best kept secret about superheroes. Do they sort of create the problems that they combat? I don't know. This Puma character is cool. Do we see him in modern Spider-Man? I don't know. I don't really read modern Spider-Man that much, and I feel like this character is super cool, and I wish that we would see him more, but, I mean, did Todd McFarlane ever draw him? Because I really want to see Todd McFarlane's version of him. That is a great, great, great ending page. That is so cool. I love that. Lots of great art going on there. Thor. 450, crazy, right? I mean, what issue would Thor be on now if they kept the original numbering? Is there some nut job at Marvel who has to keep track of all that stuff, like original numbering, continuity, blah, blah, blah? It seems important. It should be a job. Anyway, there you go. Our pal Sal. Beautiful art. Spectacular Spider-Man 191. Eye of the Puma, Part 1. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit like, and I'll bring you more later.